It's been a minute, probably like 2 months since my last video, but we're here in 2022 now. Got Dalan here with me to help break down some of these fights and things. UFC 270s this week, a big heavyweight matchup between Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane, and then the flyweight championship with Brandon Moreno, Davison Figueiredo. Then a lot of just random cool fights, I guess, that we're gonna break down and let y'all know about. Feeling a little bit sick, not anything COVID related, so just bear with my voice. But we're about to get into it. So, in my opinion, to start off 2022, kind of expected it to start off with a bigger bang than the card that we're getting dealt. But I mean, the heavyweight title is gonna be good. There's a lot riding on that. The flyweight that's a trilogy fight, so that's good. But yeah, other than that, I mean, there's some fights that have fallen off. Greg Hardy's not fighting on the card, I don't think, anymore. And I don't know what's some of the things that get you excited about this card. Because to me, it's really not that much unless it's the two main championship fights.
There are some stuff. You know, you got Tony Gravely on the early prelims.
Yeah, that would be fun.
You know, Kay Hansen's on the prelims. You got Trevin Giles looking to rebound from losing. I can't pronounce that dude's name. Drew Duplessis.
Huh.
But and then on the prelims, you know, Ilia Topuria, you know, he's coming off that big win over Ryan Hall.
Yeah.
And then Rodolfo Vieira, you know, the jiu-jitsu guy that they're expecting to do well. But the two championships are what I'm most excited about, I guess.
I think there's just so much riding on those.
I don't know, there's not a whole lot on this one. Like I said, there's not a whole lot. There's some good names, but not a whole lot of fights that pump me up.
Do you know anything about the, who is this right here? Charles Jourdain and Topuria?
Topuria, he's a bad dude. I don't know a whole lot about Charles Jourdain.
Okay.
I know he's a kind of a fan favorite up-and-comer, but Ilia Topuria, you know, he put a stamp on Ryan Hall his last fight. Nobody could ever do that. So.
Yeah, Ryan Hall. Every time you said Ryan Hall, I was thinking of Uriah.
Yeah, Uriah Hall.
No, Ryan Hall, the guy that just kind of rolls around and tries to get you in little locks and things like that. I know exactly what you're talking about now.
Yeah, he put him out, so that'll be a good one. But
yeah, that'd be cool. I was on the Poirier McGregor card with the Ryan Hall fight.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I'm taking Ilia Topuria on that fight as well.
Yeah, definitely.
He's gonna start getting some bigger names here soon because
dude has won his last. Well, from what we see,
he's undefeated.
Yeah. Yeah, 11-0. So yeah, I would definitely be behind this guy too.
Yeah, I mean Charles Jourdain, you know, good for him taking the fight on short notice, but he's got his hands full stepping in against Ilia Topuria.
Crazy. What is this? Rodolfo Vieira versus Wellington Turner. Is that a heavyweight fight?
I think they're middleweight. I think.
These dudes look huge.
Rodolfo comes from a jiu-jitsu background, I believe, and Wellington Turner. I don't know a whole lot about Wellington Turner either, to be honest. Let me see what his last few fights were.
Sam Alvey. And then Bruno Silva. Bruno Silva's a bad dude.
Bruno Silva's coming off of another knockout too recently, so
I mean, he beat Sam Alvey and lost to Bruno.
Yeah, and Sam Alvey, he's you know, a veteran that's kind of on his way out, even though he's competitive in all his fights. But I'd probably take Rodolfo on this one just because he's got the power, but his jiu-jitsu, if he gets Wellington down, I think he'll be able to get a submission finish.
That would be a fun fight.
That's one that could get moved to the main card too, since so much stuff's getting dropped off.
Yeah,
I'm curious to see what the final main card is going to look like this weekend.
Too. That's pretty much coming into the
yeah, that's what we already got. And then the main card starts off with Cody Stamann and Said Nurmagomedov, which for the wrestling fans, that's going to be fun because I think that's going to be a grappling wrestling match.
Yeah. A lot of wrestling there. Yeah, like you said, I don't really care to watch too much wrestling.
Yeah,
so I don't know about that. Not really.
I'd probably have to just go with Saeed Nurmagomedov just because he's coming off a couple wins and Stan's
coming
flaky.
off of a couple losses.
Yeah, so
like we said, we talked about earlier with Rivera and whoever else that other guy was. Hasn't looked good for him his last few times out. Herrera, which I don't know. I've always had fun watching that guy fight.
yeah, and like I said, he's not fighting somebody that he's got to worry about massive power or a certain skill area, so he should be able to have fun in this fight.
Yeah, this guy's coming in here, Andre Fialho from
UAE Warriors, which I believe is where McGregor fought. I think I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's where McGregor came out of.
Yep.
Patty Pimblay and all of these guys are coming out of lately.
Yep. He's coming off of 4 wins over there.
And that's a tough. A lot of first round, looks like 3 first round finishes as well.
Yep. TKO, KO, TKO, TKO. And lost 2 decisions.
So maybe not somebody to sleep on, but
No.
just with Michael Pereira's history, I'm still leaning with him.
Yeah. Should be fun. Gets pretty crazy after that. Because it comes into the trilogy fight.
Yeah, which is crazy because you could potentially be looking at a 4th fight if Figgy wins it, because the first fight was a draw, and then you got Moreno winning the second. So if you got Figgy winning it here, I mean, you could really run it back a 4th to see if either one could submit.
It's just so crazy. I don't know who wins this fight. I don't know if the camp change is gonna play into his favor. Is it gonna mess him up and take him away from what he knew best? Or I don't know. There's so many things could go wrong.
So many things did go wrong in the last fight, though.
Did he learn?
That's what I think. With the biggest thing, with training with Cejudo is going to do for him is give him that IQ to understand what's happening at a certain point in the fight. Because when he gassed out is when Moreno really picked him apart.
Yep. You could see it.
But like I said, I don't know. Moreno, I'm a fan of Moreno now too. I like Figgy and I like Moreno. So
Moreno he's shown it that he can get the job done
in all phases.
Yeah.
He can wrestle, he can submit, he can strike, he can kick. But you just can't count Figgy out. He's got that one, that power.
He's got that power.
And you don't see flyweights with power like him.
No.
We thought we were going to with Cody Garbrandt dropping down, but Kai Kara France kind of slowed that train down.
Took that away. That's crazy, man. This is gonna be a fun.
Who would you rather see Kai Kara France fight? Because he's in a title contention shot. He's gonna be fighting Askarov coming up for as a title contender shot.
Yeah.
So I don't really. Askarov misses weight a lot, so I don't really. For the littler guys, I'd rather people make weight more. But Kai Kara France, who do you want to see him fight? You want to see a faster paced fight with Moreno, or do you want to see that bomb? Both of them throwing bombs with Figgy.
If I were to decide, I think I would like to see Kai Kara France versus Brandon Moreno. I think that fight would be crazy.
It'd be more of a true flyweight style fight than versus what we see in every division, just throwing bombs.
I think that would be a much more stylistically. That would be crazy to see.
Yeah, because true flyweight fights are fun to watch just because they get around so fast. It goes from striking to wrestling to rolling, submissions to this to that so quickly.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be really, really cool.
Because if Moreno wins it, Figgy's got to restart. He's got to rebuild. He won't get a rematch.
Nope.
So
he's lost twice. That'll be a stamp on that trilogy. But who do you think wins it?
I think Figgy wins. Man, I think Moreno's all around better, but I think Figgy
has made the adjustments,
and I think he's good enough that I think he's I don't know how to say. I think he's good enough technically, and then I think his power carries him all the way.
Yeah.
I think if he slows down, I think he can finish Moreno.
Okay.
If he doesn't, I think Moreno will finish it wherever it goes. Like I said, I think Moreno's better everywhere. So if Figgy can't set up whether it's a takedown to submit like he did Alex Perez, take the back real quick.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be able to do like a Charles Oliveira on the ground with him. Take 2 minutes while you're grappling and get that choke on Moreno. Moreno's gonna fight out of that.
Oh
so,
yeah.
Unless he sets something up, whether it be a submission or a punch or a kick, a knockout. I'm going Moreno, honestly. In my gut, I think Moreno wins it. But I can see Figgy doing it though. Like I said, I can still see Figgy setting up the right move and getting the finish. Or I don't see Figgy winning by decision. I'll say that. I say if Figgy wins, he wins it by a finish.
Yeah.
Moreno can win it by finish or decision. So
I think Figueroa will win. I think he will win. I think he has made the adjustments in his time off. I think, like you said, the fight IQ, working with Cejudo and Lele and John Jones and all those people working together. And I mean, that can't hurt you at all.
Those are quality people to train with, no matter what their antics are outside the ring. Those are quality people to train with. High level quality.
That's basically what I'm going to base it off of. Is I think he's made the adjustments. He's fought Brandon twice now.
I think we'll know on weigh-ins. He says he's down a lot. He says he's down to 12 pounds over versus 20.
Yeah.
So let's see. If he has a smooth weight cut, then I think that'll definitely show us, give us a little bit more information on that fight.
Yeah, I think so. Because if that weight cut doesn't go, that weight cut is much. It's much worse for Fig.
He's a lot bigger. He says he walks around at almost 150.
Yep. So that'll be a telling sign. Like you said, we'll see a weigh-in. So. And
he says the last two fights he had bad cuts, and that's what led to his his bad performance. So
yeah.
I mean, so I don't know. It's just something to keep in mind.
And then last but not least, we will get to the heavyweight, like the unified, I guess.
Yeah, it's the unifier. It's the heavyweight champion and the interim heavyweight champion.
And Francis Ngannou and Cyril Gane. These two used to train together.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. Kind of like a who else used to train together that fought?
Oh, there's a lot.
Usman Burns. Usman, somebody else too. They used to train together.
Masvidal and Covington are supposed to fight soon. They train together. They actually live together.
Yep.
But these guys would help each other in certain fights. When Gane was not in the UFC, he would spar with Ngannou to get ready for fights in other organizations.
Yep. So I guess these two could be potentially pretty familiar with each other.
Yeah.
Cyril is not an idiot. I mean, he's a smart fighter.
Yeah, he's got a lot of fight IQ.
Yeah. I don't know his kickboxing record, but I think it's pretty freaking huge. Like, a lot of kickboxing fights. So he's been around the game a while. He knows exactly what he's doing. Everybody says it. He moves like a lightweight. He's very light on his feet. Just gets around. Footwork is just crazy. I mean, it's just flashy stuff from a big guy. But it's potent. I mean, you've seen what he's done to guys so far. Some of it hasn't been so exciting, but he's won everything that he's 10-0. I mean, it speaks for itself.
Especially in the heavyweight division in the UFC. I mean, that's something to hold on to. But he reminds me of Izzy and Chikadze because he's got that the kickboxing background.
Yeah.
Like you said, he's got good footwork. His fight IQ and his range and his understanding of the octagon and the space is really good. And he's obviously got excellent striking. That was shown in the Derek Lewis fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Derek was open to find an opening, to kind of launch, and Cyril knew that, so he never gave him it. And I think Francis is going to have to create that space because if he doesn't, it's going to look just like that fight. Cyril's going to outclass him. So I think he has to do what he did to Jairzinho and just kind of put his foot on the gas and see if Gane can do what he does going forward, going backwards.
Right. Because
I just think Gane's a better fighter, even though Gane's been around longer and we've seen him do some devastating things. He just looks better.
Yeah, I agree.
He looks better. You know what I mean? He just looks better.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you compare the fights and the tape, he just looks better.
I thought he
technically
did better against. Well, I just thought his record was a little more scary than that. I mean, 10-0 is good, but you see all the decisions. It's like,
yeah, but again, you look at some of these guys that he's fighting, Dontel Mays, which he's kind of, you know, on the latter end of his career, but still somebody scary you don't want to fight. Tanner Boser, who was on a nice little win streak with those quick hands he was using.
Mm-hmm.
Junior Dos Santos, which, again, a latter end of the career, but still a big name to get on your deal.
And then, like you said, Derek Lewis put him out.
Jairzinho Rosenstrike, though, another big kickboxer that came from kickboxing that he was able to outpoint.
Yep. And then Alexander Volkov.
He surprised me there. I thought Volkov might give him trouble with the range.
Yeah,
but he even still a massive guy. Volkov is huge.
Very, very big.
And Gone really, like I said, there's nothing exciting, but that's when I kind of was like, okay. And, you know, it kind of impressed me, yeah. When he was able to, you know, you can control the range on some of these other guys. You know, Tanner Boser, Dontel Mays, Junior Dos Santos aren't necessarily super tall, and Gone already is a big guy, so he doesn't have to work as hard to own that space. Volkov, you do.
Right.
Volkov's massive, and he owned that range so well in that fight. I was like, all right.
It was impressive.
If you can outpick Volkov, you're doing something.
Yeah, really impressive. But I mean, Ngannou, like you said, it's 99 power for this guy.
Yeah, and it's just a whole different skill set too.
Yeah.
It's a whole different style of fighting they both have. You know, when you look at how well he defended the takedown against Stipe, you know, he almost turns it into offense. You know, he landed a lot of good punches. Whereas Cyril's more looking to be more technical. He's looking to avoid the takedown, getting them with some space, and then counter you. You know, so it's almost like jazz music and classical music. You know, they're both really good. They're both technical, but they both have a different point to what they're trying to do. You know, Ngannou's looking to put you to sleep. Yeah. That's his goal. He's going to go out there and he's going to put you down. Whereas Gon's looking to win. Almost the way a kickboxer would win a kickboxing fight. It feels like when you watch him sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
He's not trying to put himself in too much danger or anything like that.
Never puts himself in danger.
He's scoring as much as he can. Which is I mean, what like you do, smart shit. You know?
And what you do in kickboxing, you know. I think that's why he understands the range so much is, could you imagine having to deal with a heavyweight kickboxer like your entire career, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're dealing with that one punch power, but it's also coming from the feet, you know, so you can't be in the pocket, or you can't lose sight of what, you know, where you're at space wise or in the range, or you will go to sleep because it's heavyweights, you know, it's not like getting hit by somebody smaller, so
it's all everything's dangerous. Everything that connects is dangerous.
Whereas Ngannou's more like, he understands the spacing as far as what he does, you know, what he did to Jairzinho, putting him against in that corner and then flooring him.
Yeah. And
then with Stipe, understanding where he was at, taking Stipe's back when he defended that takedown, and then even when Stipe thought he landed on him, you know, and then he came in and just hit him with that check left hook. I mean,
crazy. Ooh. Oh man, just like
you put Stipe to sleep.
Right,
I mean, that was an ugly knockout, and that wasn't one of his haymakers. You know, that was just a check left hook on Stipe, you know, blitzing in. So
you just look, you can go down the line of what Ngannou's done and compare it. You can compare it to what Ciryl Gane's done, and it's just like every time it's knockout decision, like.
And then it was knockout. It's knockout in the second round at 50 seconds. First round 20 seconds. First round minute 11. First round 26 seconds. Yeah. First round 45 seconds.
This guy doesn't fight long. He gets in there. He's gonna blitz this guy. It's just if he can.
First round minute 42. First round minute 32. First round minute 57. First round minute 34. I mean, dude.
Has the guy even fought an hour in the UFC?
I don't think he's gone a full 5 rounds, has he? So maybe there's an angle right there that Ciryl can go, because Ciryl, when you look at Cyril's record, he's good at decisions. He knows how to score, and Cyril's you have to have cardio in kickboxing, because MMA fighters say it all the time. Kicking is one of the most tiring things. The Cater Chikadze fight, they were saying that kicking is the most tiring. I think Bisping was saying it. Kicking just wears you out. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
So Cyril's gonna have that cardio to go a full 5 rounds.
Yeah,
I don't know
absolutely.
how many rounds kickboxers go, but I know they go more than 3. You know what I mean?
And like you said, the whole other part of this fight is, does Francis want to fight with the UFC anymore? Like, does he give a shit?
That's a good question. We didn't bring that up.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
if he wins, he's gonna have the championship clause, have to fight one more fight, and he's already refused to fight on the contract.
yeah.
He wants boxing stipulations. So does he lose
Wants
on
more
purpose
money. Yeah.
to go fight with Top Rank and take that Tyson Fury fight?
Because that's
the only way to
more money.
Yeah, and that's the only way to actually get out of the UFC contract legally is if he loses right here, he'll become a free agent. So
Yeah.
that is something to think about. I mean, you look at people like GSP who is waiting another. I think GSP has 1 or 2 more years on his contract before he becomes a free agent. That's why he's not fighting right now because he could have went to court or he could have waited it out his contract. So he's just waiting out his contract, until he becomes a free agent.
Yep.
So, and Ngannou said he got advice from GSP.
Yeah.
That's something he said. He said he did speak with GSP and got some advice from him.
Which is, I mean, that's
so,
the guy you want to talk to.
You can see what Joe St. Pierre's done in the past, vacating after he beat Bisping. I'm a huge GSP fan, but some of the, as far as, hold on to the belt and that stuff, who knows what Ngannou does going into this fight. Does he think he's worth more money on the open market?
I mean, yeah, that's so.
Is it easier to put on a great fight, take a loss, and go to open market? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Where's Stipe Miocic and John Jones in this whole fight? Where's Derek Lewis if Derek Lewis takes another 2 wins? After taking Chris Dawkins' head off.
Yep. There's a lot going on in that division.
What's your take on John Jones? Do you think John Jones and Francis Ngannou will ever happen under the UFC banner?
No, I don't. I'm not convinced that John Jones is going to fight anymore.
See, I don't know. And who, if he moves to heavyweight and he's not allowed to fight for the belt, and Ngannou's not here, who's big enough for him to fight?
Yeah.
Because he's doing what Ngannou's already done. He's already complained about the money. That's why he vacated the light heavyweight belt. That's why he's moving up. That's why he hasn't fought in 3 years. So is Ngannou going to try to do the same thing John Jones doing?
Yeah.
I mean, what's going to happen? We're just going to run to a stalemate?
Which is going to suck for the fans. But yeah, I don't think John Jones he's been away for a while. I don't think.
There's some scary cats in this division now.
Yeah.
There's some scary cats in the light heavyweight division. His old division is scary now. I don't think he wants to fight Alexander Raychik, if I'm pronouncing that right.
Yeah.
Yuri Prochazka. Anthony Smith has even had a resurgence.
Yeah,
Glover Teixeira.
Glover.
Jan Blachowicz had an off performance. I'm a Jan fan. I don't know if he wants to fight Jan. The only person really on the downswing in that division is Dominic Reyes, unfortunately.
Yeah.
He kind of went down kind of quick, but you're right. I don't know if John Jones wants to fight.
Yeah.
Does he want to fight Cyril Gane? Cyril Gane's like an even better John Jones.
Cyril. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's the craziest thing is John, because Dana was talking all that crap about Henry. So you can't let John come in and just fight for a championship.
Yeah, he hasn't done nothing. And then Stipe, I still think Stipe, deserves it. And I think
he wants to come back, I'm pretty sure.
Stipe Gane, I think that'd be a great fight. I think of anybody, Stipe would give him the best fight because Stipe has that fight IQ.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't have to worry about his head getting knocked off by a fucking sledgehammer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He could go in there and actually fight a fight like he fought Cormier.
Yeah.
He could just fight a regular heavyweight. Because even though Gane's got that power, he doesn't have the Derek Lewis, Francis Ngannou tied to him to take your head off power.
No.
One hit will put you to sleep power.
No, yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to that fight, though.
I don't know. Now we've kind of talked about it. I am a little more pumped up for it.
Yeah, I want to see. What do I want to see happen, though? That's the crazy. I know. I want to see Ngannou win.
That's what I was going to say. Outside of all the bullshit, I would like to see Ngannou knock Gane out.
Yeah,
just so I know he's not invincible.
Yep.
I don't know why I want to see Gane get knocked out. I just don't want Ngannou to get into a stalemate and slow the heavyweight division down.
Yeah.
There's so much fun stuff that could happen over the next couple of years.
Yeah, that's true. So, I think smart money puts their money on. God, I guess Gone.
Gane's the slight favorite.
Slight
favorite. Yeah. Gane is the slight favorite. Moreno is a slight favorite.
Well,
I'm gonna go Gane by decision.
you think so?
Yeah.
Think he points him out?
Yeah. I think he's a smarter fighter. I think
It's definitely possible.
I mean, he, like I said, he can win it anyway, and there's only one way for Ngannou to win. So when you think about it, if I have 3 weapons and you have 1 weapon, I got a better chance to win just because I got more weapons.
Exactly. And if he could take it out, drag it out to the deep waters, you know.
Yeah, no matter what. Both guys will eventually get tired, but Ngannou doesn't have the kickboxing cardio and all that muscle. You get tired.
Yep.
You get tired.
Yep, absolutely. All right, guys.
That was. Got a couple babies in the closet. One of them's yelling. I don't know.
Yeah. All right, guys. We're gonna wrap it up here. Then, let us know if you like the video. Go ahead and like and subscribe and all that good stuff. And what next fight card do we have?
The next pay-per-view is Adesanya Whitaker.
And that's in
The
Houston.
rematch.
That's in Houston on February 12th, I think.
Yep.
So we'll be back in a little less than a month. Record that video for you guys.
More like a couple weeks. Already 17th. So.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Finally got UFC on the weekends again. Thank goodness.
Yeah, it's good to have the new year back. So we'll catch y'all then, and y'all take it easy. Bam.